All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. I've gone ahead. Oops, sorry. I've gone ahead and sent out some invites to some people. We'll see who's able to join. But in the meantime, I'm going to start drawing. If I can find what I did with my pencil. Aha, I found it. I'm good. All right. Check the volume. All right, there we go. We're good. We're up and running. All right. Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is our mayor here in Jacksonville has started to implement the first phase of businesses opening back up. The bad news is it doesn't start till Monday, which means I lose another weekend at the store, which, it's okay. I can handle it. I was really hoping they were going to announce that the first phase was going to go into effect May 1st, which of course is Friday, which meant that I could open up the store this weekend, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So it's okay. I'd rather have the store open up sooner rather than later, but you know what? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But then again, it does give me an extra weekend to work in the store to get things ready, because after we finish the ceiling, which the ceiling's absolutely still not 100% done, there's one section right over my drawing table that we kind of saved to last, and it needs some paint and a little bit more touch up. So that'll be the first thing I work on this weekend. But we did some cleanup in the store, but we put some stuff back where it was supposed to go, but we didn't put everything back. So there's still some more moving around, and needless to say, I have an extra weekend worth of getting our stuff together. So needless to say, it's a good thing, but it sucks because I was hoping to open up this weekend. But that's okay. I got more comics this evening too, by the way, which I'll share with you all. All right. I like this action pose, this Catwoman getting ready to jump out at you. Hold on just a second. All right. I have no idea what she's watching, but it's just loud. All right. I'm gonna put a battle-ready face on her. Like she's ready to fight. This may actually be the first pinup one I do. So the whole idea that I had was to create 3 to 5 new characters, and then do full illustrations and all for them, and then put them on eBay. Hold on a second, I got a cough again. And then work those characters into a double-page splash, which I also end up throwing up on eBay. And the character designs have taken longer than I thought because I wasn't happy with all of them initially. Let's see here. Oh, that's Avery. It says device not connected. I don't know why. Your guests will need to connect their microphone camera before you can add them to the stream. Okay, I'll give them a minute. All right. I think I'm happy with the costume idea that I have for these characters. I'm not sure which one this is going to be. Let me grab out my designs real quick. See which one I want to. Let's see. That's a me sketch. Oh, okay. I like this one. This will be this character. We lost Avery. Hopefully he'll be able to make it back in. This is the one I think I gave her the name Kitten. And I think I want her to have the ball around a collar that she wears around her neck. Not the ball, a bell. That was one of the design things for these characters, was each one was going to have a bell around them, on them. In different spots, and hers was going to be around her neck. Why? Just because. I don't know. There wasn't any specific reason why. Okay. Yeah, my original sketch of her, she's wearing like bikini bottoms, but that's not what she's wearing. They're actually wearing leggings. Kind of like, what is it? Not sportswear, but, well, maybe it is sportswear. Let's see here. Hold on just a second, guys. Oh, I thought I'd gotten a message that was related to the stream, but it's not. Never mind. She's got big old claws. And she's ready to do battle. And one of the other character designs I did, I gave the character like these gloves that they wear. I think I like those better than the bandage look to it. They may still have the bandage look as well, but I like the gloves. All right. All right. I'm not 100% sure if I like the cat stripes on her. Maybe I'll do them more like I do Crom, where they look more like fur stripes and not actual stripes. That would be good. That would be good. Oh, he's back. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, I heard good news this evening and bad news at the same time. The mayor was saying that we're going to start phase 1 of the reopening, but they're not going to do it till Monday. I was really hoping it was going to be announced for Friday, but that means an extra week with no store. But
oh God, I'm so I don't care.
But it gives me an extra week to get to actually go back and get some work done. So
yeah, I'm gonna go up there. Tomorrow and take kick in the door, take it all. Watch somebody actually rob your store and I'll get blamed for it.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to someone I hated, let alone you.
All right, good. Actually, none of the original art is in the store. I took that out like almost day one.
I wouldn't want any of your original art anyway.
There's some original art that was done by you in the store.
Why?
Because it's really great looking art.
I'm never giving you art again.
No, I'm fairly certain I bought this art from you, so that's a different story.
I'm still never giving you art at work again.
Well, you don't have to give me anything. I'll buy it from you. I have no problem with that.
Because I've given you some art and you sold it.
Just that one piece. But it was because somebody really liked it, and I thought,
it's still inexcusable.
No, I was promoting you.
It's still inexcusable.
I don't know why you see that as inexcusable.
It's an insult.
How is it an insult?
It's a personal gift from one artist to another, and you sold it. That's insulting. The fact that you don't understand shows how autistic you are.
Yes, but somebody really liked it.
I don't care. You're relevant.
Well, I have a lot of pieces of that from my collection that is in the store for sale. So stuff from other artists. But needless to say,
you're so clueless, dude.
I know.
You're so socially clueless.
I know. I just have to take your word for it.
You missed the point of so much.
I know. So last live stream, after we were done talking, I wanted to show Todd something, and I could not frickin' open up my Photoshop because I guess I had so much stuff running and everything was backed up. And I just wanted to show him one page that I was working on, and I couldn't even open up the damn thing. We were talking for like 10 minutes, and I couldn't open it up. And he said, well, let me take a look at your Mac and see what you got going on. And he pointed out a whole bunch of stuff that I could do in order to make my Mac go faster. And one of the things I did is I went ahead and got an expanded Dropbox and have started moving a lot of the hero files that I had, because I had stuff all the way back to issue number 1 on my desktop. And he's like, you need to get that stuff off of there, not only just to have it as a backup, but because it's slowing down your whole system. I think my hero folder was almost an entire terabyte of stuff. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, you need to move that stuff off. And he showed me how you could access the Dropbox from your Photoshop, and you could open up stuff and work on it and then save it right back in the Dropbox. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I need to get off my computer. I just need to back it up to my external.
Yep. Oh, and another thing he showed me that I didn't know. You know how when you have a Photoshop image and there's multiple layers, mm-hmm. if you not unhide the layers, but you know how it has the eyeball where you press it and the layer's still there, you just don't see it. Mm-hmm. If you unhide, or if you hide all the layers and then save the file, it almost saves it almost half the size, even though all the layers are still there. I had no idea you could do that.
But I've never noticed. I knew you could save stuff that way. I just didn't notice the file size difference. I never paid attention to it.
Well, I'm not sure if that could also be a Mac thing. I don't know, but I'm assuming it's not. But yeah, like I had like a 60 meg file, and when you did that, it brought it down to like 35. It was like, wow. That's when you're talking about 150 pages of full color art, and you just take off the visible layer and save them. It's literally half the size. It's like, well, damn, I never knew that. And then he also showed me a program that he uses with his videos to compress the videos. It still maintains the integrity of the videos. It just removes a lot of the excess stuff that you really don't need. And I've been going through and converting all my YouTube files and so forth, and it's literally slivers of what they were before. You know, because I think my YouTube file was like double the size of my hero file. Because I keep every piece of YouTube stuff. So
it's actually a pretty good idea to keep everything, because you never know when YouTube's going to decide that you're a naughty person and just completely delete everything you've built.
Well, I do have a 2 terabyte backup drive that I use, but it's almost filled, and that was just from all of 2019's videos and what I've done so far for 2020. So it's only 15 months worth of videos.
YouTube may decide we don't even want you here just because you don't have enough followers, or you never know.
Yeah,
they can do that to anybody. If they, the way they have it now, they could do that to anyone. Just decide, you know what? You don't generate enough to even be here to have a channel, but you can stick around and watch, and just delete your channel.
That's really sad, you know.
Not really.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to build a channel here. I want people to come and see it, and
I don't want people to come to your channel though.
Well,
bad, terror bad.
Actually, I got a new subscriber recently.
It's full of.
So I'm really happy about. It's not furry porn. Oh my god!
It's so degenerate. Godless even.
Those two phrases, yes, I can believe that, but not furry porn.
Furry porn. I guarantee you, all your new subscribers are furries. It's just pornography. Degenerate pornography.
No, I don't think so. Well, we now know why you come back so often.
I'm not into furry degeneracy.
Obviously, you are.
I advocate against it.
Is that why you come on the channel, to advocate against it?
Yes.
No. Kodiak sent me a text message. Turns out he was on one of Dan Fraga's live streams.
I don't know about Fraga, but I saw him on the Cecil.
Yes, he was on Cecil's as well. That boy gets around, don't he?
Oh yeah.
That's one way to do it, you know.
Yeah. He super chats. I don't have the money to super chat people, so.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't do me any good to catch people's shows live, because any comment I make, someone's probably going to say something else like it sooner, and they're going to super chat it. So it's like, what am I? I'm wasting my time. So I don't try to watch things live as much as I used to.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those guys seem to like to live stream like in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I'm never up for that.
Well, I am right now.
Oh, yeah, I always see it the next day. I think the last one that I actually saw happen live was Ethan's auction that he was doing.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw some of that.
Yeah, I was watching some of that. Yep. Yeah, Blue Samurai actually tweeted out to Ethan saying, "Hey, check out Andrew's stuff. You should have Andrew on." I'm like, "Oh goodness." I appreciate the shout out, but I didn't have anything ready for an auction.
I don't have anything Comicsgate.
Well, it doesn't have to be Comicsgate.
It would do better.
It probably would.
I sold that other stuff. Yeah, you would have to try to contact Ethan actually to have been, but you don't have anything published Comicsgate. You won't relaunch your book.
It's not that I won't relaunch it, just I haven't yet. And I will.
When it's been this long. Okay, whatever.
No.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay. Well, you will be the first one I tell when it gets relaunched.
It's been you. I mean, you've just been sitting on relettering for so long. I'm just like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Well, I've been working on it, but I only have so much amount of time I can work on it.
It doesn't take that long.
I hate to say it, but it can.
But it does it because you don't work on it that much.
Well,
that's the deal. You have plenty of time. You're just choosing other things.
You mean like my job? Yes, I absolutely.
I'm not talking about your job.
They pay me a lot of money to work 5 days a week, so I have to be there.
Yeah.
So,
that's fine. I'm not talking about your job.
Well,
being a weenie.
I'm not being a weenie.
You're a fucking weenie.
I'm not a weenie.
You're
hey, Nighthawk Warrior, how's it going?
Weenie.
I'm going to have to look up the term weenie because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely not a weenie.
Yeah, you are, to the core.
Well. All right. I like her. Oh, my daughter invited us over last night for dinner. Oh, hey, Nighthawk, thanks. Appreciate it. You know what? That's something I forgot to do. Let me do that as well. He shared it on Twitter. I forgot to do so. Let me tweet it out real quick.
What's that?
He shared the live stream on Twitter.
Oh. Dude, you don't tag it with anything where people could find you for someone new anyway, so.
Well,
it's like putting like Comicsgate and all that stuff sort of helps. You just tweeting a tweet to the link to your show.
Yeah, but I've got Comicsgate in my bio.
It doesn't.
You don't have that, do you?
That's not what makes people notice a tweet from someone they've never seen before. It's having a hashtag in something that they hashtag about.
Well, how would they see it if they're not following you in the first place?
Recommendations.
I've never been recommended to anybody.
How do you know that, man?
Yeah, well. Yipper.
That's how the hashtags are how people just stumble across you on Instagram.
Nighthawk Warrior says, is that the same? Have barely been posting on Instagram anymore. So is that the same character you already drew last time? Yeah, actually, no, it was this character who I was trying to like redo her in like a battle pose. Oh, you know what? Her hair is actually longer. You would see it coming down here. There we go. All right. I think she looks a little bit more kick-ass in this image.
Nothing
but yeah.
looks kick-ass at all, ever.
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
Ever. Not since you've gone furry.
You want to see some cool comics?
I doubt they're cool.
I got one just for you, too.
Retroactively pencils down. It never happened. It's time to rewrite history.
So this is a new stack of comics that I picked up. Actually, I picked up this evening. I went by the store, picked up some books, and I also picked up a new one that came out, Daphne Byrne #4, which is the Kelly Jones Hill House comic. And I know when what's his name, your boy Zach, was talking about the new comics that were coming out, and this was one of the ones. He's like, who knows what that is? I'm like, yeah, I know what it is. It's awesome. I mean, it's Kelly Jones. I mean, come on.
No,
you can't lose with that.
Yeah, you can. Who wrote it?
Laura Marks.
There you go. She's a Marxist.
It's Marks with a K, not an X. But it's got some.
Still a Marxist.
It's nice. I'm buying it for the art.
I don't know. Sounds pretty soy.
It's got creepy Kelly Jones art. Well, I've enjoyed the first the first 3 issues of the series, so I look forward to reading that one. All right. Well, needless to say, let's take a look at some comics. We've got a Wolverine Origins, just a random Wolverine Origins #8. This is by Steve Dillon. Did the art, which is pretty cool. We got a classic Fantastic Four. This is issue 227. Let me see what year this is from. 81. This one back cover's a little beat up, but still, it's a pretty cool issue for a 40-year-old comic. Let me see, who's the artist on this one? Oh, no way. I'll have to save that and ask Avery if he knows who it is. See if he can tell just by looking at it. We'll put that aside. We've got Astonishing X-Men. This is from the Josh Whedon, John Cassaday run. This is issue number 24. Very cool. We got a classic G.I. Joe Special Missions, number 9. This one, the cover's beat up as well, too. This is probably a 50-cent book, but Herb Trimpe on art. Very cool, very cool. This was actually really fascinating for me as a kid because I collected G.I. Joe and Transformers. To have a second G.I. Joe series coming out was pretty cool. And this was the Special Missions, which was kind of like a mature themes in a way, but still, it was very cool. And these were all one and done issues too. They weren't continuing, so that was kind of cool too. We have Dazzler number 2. Let me see what year this is from. Also 1981. Very cool. Let me see. John Romita Jr. pencils. Doesn't look like John Romita Jr., but 40 years ago, John Romita Jr. Very cool, very cool. Oh, this is another one of those Iceman from his limited series that he had. This was back in 85. The art in here is actually really good, but I think this is the issue I already have. I think I already have issue 4, but oh well, I picked up another copy. I'm definitely trying to find all 4 of these because this one's actually kind of cool. Here's a classic. This is X-Men Annual number 8. The art inside is by who did the art? I know it's I think it's Steve Leola, but let me double check. Oh, come on. You can tell me they put it in the very end. Yeah, Steve Leola. So it's not bad. I have a love-hate relationship with his art. I've seen some that looks really great, and I've seen some that looks really crappy. But it works for this particular story, so very cool. Guys, remember when a double-size issue was $1? Very cool. This one I bought just because the cover. This is one of the reflection covers for Phoenix Resurrection number 1, The Return of Jean Grey, which you have a copy of the inside. I think this is, what's his name on art? Stephen Yo, I believe. Yes, YU. We got a Flash issue, number 37. Just a random one from the little after the Rebirth era, so that's cool. We got a beat-up old copy of Warlord, issue number 47. What is this? What date is this? Oh, 81 as well. I just came across comics from 1981 on here. That's so weird. But it's got a pretty decent cover. Mike Grell, very cool. Speaking of Mike Grell, we've got Green Arrow number 1 from 1988.
Oh my gosh.
Suggested for mature readers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That rules you out, buddy.
Well, definitely back in that day it did. Very cool.
Rules me out still.
All right, here, I wanted to show you this.
What about a book for immature readers?
I put this one aside.
What about a book for childish a-holes?
I know. This is a Fantastic Four issue 227 from 1980. You're not going to believe who did the art on this.
I don't know, Walter Simonson.
No, very close, very close. Crazy Uncle Bill.
Oh God, burn it!
Oh no, I'm not going to burn it.
When I conquer the world, I'm going to rewrite comic book history. Comics began with Comicsgate, and I will eradicate all of books because it's going to be revisionist history. All hail Comicsgate. Nothing existed before Comicsgate. So that banned material you have in your hands.
You're not going to be allowed in my store then, because
your store won't be allowed to exist. It will be known as heresy before Comicsgate.
Okay, well, we have a Gotham City Garage.
I'm just kidding, kind of.
I like that cover. There's something about that cover I like. Strong female right in the front,
Oh, gross.
Doing the heroic pose. I mean, come on.
Gross. That's so gross.
What's not to love? Yeah.
It's gross.
We have a Detective Comics, part of the Emperor Penguin Unchained storyline from the New 52 with, oh man, that sucks. When I grabbed this, I said, ooh, Jason Fabok. Awesome. I didn't realize it was written by John Layman.
Ew, gross.
I know. Oh, that kind of kills it because you know how much he loves us.
Yeah. Well.
Oh well. Here's a great one.
Don't worry, it will be eradicated from the history books.
Okay, well.
Don't worry. Once I'm in charge,
here's a great.
Get better.
Yeah, here's a great New Mutants cover by Art Adams.
Yeah, I have a couple of copies of that issue.
Inside by Keith Pollard, but cover by Art Adams. We got a rebirth issue of Deathstroke, number 15.
Oh yeah, Preston, that douchebag.
This also has whatchamacallit, Crazy Uncle Bill cover. I got 2 issues of X-Men. I don't remember this happening, but this was X-Men where it was just adjectiveless X-Men. The covers were by Terry Dodson, but the interior was by Chris Bicalo, which that's awesome. But I honestly don't remember these coming out. The flash of the pants, I guess. I don't know, but because I don't even remember him on the stand, but it's very cool. I like Chris Bicalo's work. Look at that version of Dark Beast. That's pretty cool. Now this is very cool. I found issues 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the original run of Dark Horse Comics' Aliens. Now, the thing that's interesting about these is these are like 3rd and 4th printings. Like this one's a 4th printing of issue number 2, but it's black and white interior.
Yeah, they used to have to do that back then, even at small publishers.
I know.
They would have to go in the 2nd and 3rd printings on things.
But these were awesome. But I got issue 2 is a 4th printing. Issue 3 is a 3rd printing. Issue 4, Mark A. Nelson. It's not bad. It works. Aliens 4 is a 2nd printing. It's kind of cool. And issue 5 is a 3rd printing. I looked. Even the first printings of these aren't worth that much. No. But at the time, there was enough demand that they printed many copies.
Yeah, they had to.
These covers are awesome.
And they that book probably sold more copies than a lot of stuff from Marvel and DC does now. And that was a Dark Horse book. That's probably very, very true. Very true. This is a copy of issue number 3 of 6 of Toil and Trouble. I just really like the interior art in this story. I don't know if it's going to be SJW or not, but I just like it. It looks pretty. Just assume it is SJW. Yeah, I know. This is Action Comics number 861. This is part of the Superboy and Legion of Superheroes. This is actually part 4. This is Jeff Johns and really good Gary Frank. So this is Doomsday Clock, Gary Frank. And I'm trying to put together... Hold on a second. He's muting. What are you doing? What are you messing up on the show for? Had to yell at the wife to turn down the TV. Oh my gosh! It's not her fault. A commercial came on and the commercial was blaring. So. Oh, excuses. Yeah, I know. This is Green Lantern Emerald Dawn 2, number 2 of 6. I'm not sure if I already have this one or not, but I'm trying to put together a bundle set. So I figured. I bought it when it came out. Yeah, me too. It's got what's his name on art? Mark M.D. Bright. Oh yeah, Mark Bright. Yep, he was awesome. He was good on Green Lantern. He was also good on Iron Man. So this is the Generations issue, The Phoenix with Jean Grey and Phoenix. Believe it or not, I found more of these and I passed them up. I got this one because the art inside looked really good. Yeah. So. Yeah. I got an early issue of Deadly Class, issue number 87, or not 87, that's the storyline 87, but this is issue number 6. It's a little dinged up in the corner, so it'll probably go in the 50-cent bin too. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, that's a hot cover right there, though. That's awesome, that Warlord. Oh, yeah, number 125. This is from Jan Duursema.
He did the interior art as well.
That looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's a great page right there.
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, girl.
Yeah.
She's like, take me.
We got an Amazing Spider-Man with Dan Slott featuring Cloak and Dagger.
Gross. Dan Slott's disgusting.
Yeah, I know, but the art looks nice. Oh, check this out.
Oh, they reversed Cloak and Dagger?
Yeah, they did. Well, at least on the cover. I don't know if they did on the interior, but... Oh, I guess they did on the interior, too. I'm sure that's part of the storyline, but it's a nice Alex Ross cover.
I don't like the reverse of Cloak and Dagger. That's bad.
Check this out. This is number 2 in a 3-issue limited series for The Last Starfire. Now, just looking at the cover, can you guess who the artist is?
I don't know.
Believe it or not, it's Brett Blevins.
Oh, cool.
The whole interior was done by him as well, and
nice.
it's this is Brett Blevins. You can kind of see in some of the faces some of his stuff, but he was trying so hard to make it like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, there was an image of a girl running away. That's his type of pose, start to finish. So, but yeah, this is great.
This is awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Got Thanos number 3, Jeff Lemire and Mike Deodato Jr. I'm sure somebody will want it.
No.
We have Truth, Red, White, and Black number 4. I'm trying to put together a finished collection of these. And then this last one, Avery, believe it or not, I saw this and it just screamed you. Issue 3 of Second Coming.
That douchebag.
Richard Pace.
Dude, Richard Pace is such a fuck nut.
He is. But this comic sold so well. I swear it came out like a month or two ago. And I picked it up in the 50-cent bin. So, yeah. All right. So these comics will be bagged and
I've
boarded.
never actually tried to shove a comic book in the toilet, but I can make an exception.
It can always be used for toilet paper. That's the thing.
True.
Yep. Well,
I don't know if I would give that comic book the dignity of touching my butthole.
That's sad. But needless to say, these will all be bagged and boarded and in the store. Not this weekend. It's looking more and more like the next weekend. But I did buy some more bags and boards, and I also ordered 1,000 more bags and boards from the distributor. So I'll be getting those sometime within the next week. So these will be definitely bagged and boarded shortly and in the store. So if anybody wants to come by and get them, except the Second Coming, that's Avery's. You know, I care about you so much that I will put comics aside for you and only you. I won't do it for Kodiak, even though he's asked me. He says, hey, where's my stack? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He says, every time you show comics, I always say there's something in there I want. And I said, yeah, I just ignore you. So anyway, all right, let me turn on my camera. There was actually a news article that I wanted to share that had nothing to do with comics.
Why are we here?
Because sometimes it's interesting.
Is it?
Let me see if I can find it. It was an article I read this morning, and it's so funny. It's that. 1 second. It was an article on, I believe, the Daily Wire. Okay.
Oh, the guy I did those illustrations for his book.
Yeah.
Posted one of them online.
Oh, excellent. I'll have to go look for that then.
Yeah. It was awesome, dude. I turned him in, dude, and he paid me like right away. So
oh, excellent.
Any artist out there, if Mistwood Publishing wants to work with you, they're legit, man. Dude's awesome. He's really good at communication. Like, he tells you what he's looking for. He's cool about how he asks for revisions. It's great. Great experience.
All right. It appears. Hold on a second. Let me see. I hate news sites that when you open it up, they want you to subscribe in order to read the article.
Sure.
I'm not doing that.
That's how they keep clickbaiting. Part of how they keep clickbaiting you back to look at stuff, to look at ads, to click on ads. It's a part of how they make their money, man.
All right, let's see.
It's a racket.
All right, I think this one will cover it. This is a CNN Business.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. Come on, screen share.
Yeah, I wonder how things are going with that Preston douchebag trademarking CG. I know he's doing it. I just want to know if he's getting pushback.
I don't think anybody's going to care, are they?
Well, he might be able to stop us from using it. You know, he's doing it to be a troll, to be a douche.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any legal grounds to do that, but okay. All right, so here we go. AMC bans Universal Films from its theaters over Trolls World Tour spat. This is from CNN Business. AMC Theaters says it will no longer screen films made by Universal Pictures, a serious escalation of the dispute over the merits of releasing movies in theaters before allowing the public to watch them online. The AMC CEO Adam Aron announced the ban on Twitter in a letter. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I screwed that up. In a letter to Universal Chairman Donna Langley on Tuesday, telling her that the decision was triggered by a quote by NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell given to the Wall Street Journal about the Blockbuster Digital's success of Trolls World Tour. While the animated children's film was initially scheduled for a theatrical release, the coronavirus pandemic has made it impossible for now. So Universal bypassed theaters in favor of launching the movie on demand. That move appears to have paid off. I am just totally screwing up words today. That move appears to have paid off. The studio has earned nearly $100 million in rental fees since its digital release on April 10th. Shell told the newspaper that the movie exceeded our expectations and demonstrated the viability of on-demand video. But it was Shell's next quote that really incensed AMC, which is controlled by China's Dalian Wanda Group and owned by Odeon and UCI, Europe's biggest cinema operator. As soon as theaters reopen, Shell added, we're expecting to release movies on both formats. This is similar to comics in the fact that originally the comic book publishers like DC and Marvel were talking about, since we're not going to ship books to stores, we'll just release them digitally, and the stores fought back against that, and they pulled that back. Well, now movie distributors are talking about doing the same thing. And AMC, who is one of the largest theaters in the world, said, no, we're not going to let you do that. We're not going to carry any more Universal Picture movies because of that decision.
Yeah, that won't work.
It's I don't know what's going to happen. This is weird.
If you look at modern streaming today, modern TVs at home and modern sound systems, it's not worth, if you can get a brand new movie that's just been released to watch it at home, either to buy it for $20-$30 or rent it for $5 or even $10 if it's a brand new movie. It's better than going to the theater. You can stop it.
I still think there's a lot of movies that you have to enjoy in the theater.
No, not anymore. No.
Oh no, there's some that you absolutely have to. You have to see them in theaters. So no,
you don't. Not in my opinion. No.
Well,
it's a more comfortable experience. The image looks just as good. You've got a 60, 70 inch TV at home.
Well, one of the movies that I've always said you've got to see in the theater is Lion King, the original animated movie, The Lion King. And when they re-released it in 3D, I took Ayla to go see it because she'd never seen it in a theater. And I told her it's one of those movies, even though she's seen it numerous times, what the heck is this? I said, it's one you've got to see in the theaters. And we did, and we enjoyed the heck out of it. All right,
Not for me. There's none of them worth.
Well, that's because you're a curmudgeon, you know?
There's none of them worth it. But there used to be for me. There's just not anymore.
Yeah. Well, then again, when theaters were open, I had a kid that worked at a theater, so I could go see free movies. So that kind of
Oh, gee.
tainted my view of going to see
It
movies.
doesn't cost you $20 per person to go to the movies.
No, it sure doesn't. And
maybe that might play a part in your thinking.
Kind of taints my view. I know.
Especially when the kind of movies I would consider worth seeing in the theater are really, really long. You know, something like Lord of the Rings. It's like 3 hours.
Yeah, those are ones you've got to see in the theater or experience in the theater. You know.
You know what? Watching them on. You know, I've watched them at home. I've watched them in the theater, and I've watched them at home. The director's cut, and watching them at home on like a 65-inch TV is just as good.
Yeah.
It's plus you can go pee when you have to. Later, Nighthawk.
All right, take it easy, Nighthawk. Says the rise of streaming and video on demand has led studios to grapple with theaters over what is known as the theatric window, the length of time that the movie plays in theaters before it is offered on other platforms. High-profile figures in Hollywood, including director Steven Spielberg, has spoken out about maintaining the distinction between streaming and theatrical releases, for example. The pandemic, though, has upended the movie industry at least temporarily. Film studios, including Universal, have shifted some movies like The Invisible Man, The Hunt, and on-demand platforms while delaying the theatrical releases of potential blockbusters like the upcoming Fast and Furious film F9, as business and governments attempt to stop large crowds from gathering and potentially spreading the disease. Now, this also leads to something else. Our mayor announced today that we're going to start the first phase of opening businesses back up. He's not going to do it till Monday, and saloons and bars, salons and theaters are going to still be closed, which sucks because I talked to Mike yesterday, and he said that he had talked to his old manager and they were in discussions with, you know, what's going to happen, and they're saying they're probably not going to reopen till June, which sucks because he really does want to go back to work.
Sure.
So, and he's still looking for other jobs, but he's not looking as actively as he was. He had, I'll have to tell you guys the story when we're done with this, but yeah, one of the businesses set up an interview, then didn't call him, then called back to say, hey, sorry, we missed the interview. Let's set it up for another time. And he did. And then they never called him back again. And he's like, how long do I have to wait for these people to do these interviews? I said, don't worry about it, kid. You know?
Yeah.
But in the letter, which AMC also released publicly, Aaron said the movie giant accepted Universal's decision to
Andrew, can't hear you. Andrew, I can't hear you.
What was the last thing you heard me say?
I don't know.
All right. But he said Shell's remarks about releasing movies on both formats as the theaters reopen represents a radical change to the business model that represents nothing but downside for us and is categorically unacceptable to AMC. Effective immediately, AMC will no longer play any Universal movies in any of our theaters in the United States, Europe, or the Middle East, he said, adding that the policy is not some hollow or ill-considered threat. Wow. From what I understand, Universal is probably one of the biggest studios out there. Yeah. They have the bulk of the movies that are coming out, and AMC is putting its foot down and saying, no, we're not going to go along with this decision. So that could, I mean, that may mean Universal releases all their movies video on demand, but then there's a draw to seeing some movies in theaters, there really is. Like Fast 9 is something I would want to see in the theater. Unless of course they release it on a Steelbook case release first. And then I would consider buying it, having it, and watching it. But it's one that I was looking forward to where I would go to see it in the theater as well as buy it when it came out in the Steelbook case, But which sucks. I mean, the people that are really getting hurt here, besides the theaters, are the people who enjoy seeing movies in theaters. much like myself, you know.
But you're not getting hurt at all.
Well, there's something about going to the airport and picking up somebody who just landed and meeting them at the gate as they get out of the plane. You can't do that anymore. That option no longer exists for anyone because of things that have happened in our world. You know, if the fact is you can't go see a Universal Studios movie in a theater anymore because of this new thing that has happened in our world, that sucks. You know?
Well, there's more theaters than just AMC.
That is true. That is true. But AMC is...
There's Cinemark. There's others.
AMC is probably the best. I know they're the biggest and they're out there, but when Mike's working and my wife and I want to go see a movie, we don't go to his theater. We go to the AMC, which is right around the corner from us. And we pay a little bit of money and we go see a movie. You know?
Yeah, no.
So, all right, let me finish this. Aaron added that the theater chain isn't trying to push Universal specifically, but will apply the ban to any movie maker who unilaterally abandons current windowing practices absent good faith negotiations between us, so that they as distributors and we as exhibitors both benefit and neither are hurt from such changes. Universal, meanwhile, disputed Aaron's interpretation. The film studio said in response to the AMC letter that it absolutely believes in the theatrical experience and have made no statement to the contrary. That's not necessarily true. They did say they're looking at a model in which they release movies in theaters and on video demand at the same time. You know? Our goal in releasing Trolls World Tour on demand was to deliver entertainment to people who were sheltered at homes, while movie theaters and other forms of outside entertainment are unavailable, a Universal spokesman said in a statement. Based on the enthusiastic response to the film, we believe we made the right move. I hate to say it, but that's absolutely true. You had a captive audience of children at home with their parents. They couldn't go anywhere, and the parents were stuck trying to find some way to entertain their kids. And lo and behold, here's a new animated film available that none of the kids have seen. It's not, not something they've seen 100 times before. And I believe a lot of families said, screw it, let's do it.
Sure.
They took advantage of the situation. Now, had this been some crappy, Star Wars movie that was really bad, like Last Jedi, it may not have done as well. But I'm just kidding. If they released a movie like that, it would probably do just as good. But the company said that it expects to release films directly to theaters in the future, as well as on demand when the distribution outlet makes sense. It added that it looks forward to having additional private conversations with our exhibiting partners, and it was appointed in the attempt to confuse our position and our actions. I'm fairly certain this person who made the original statement about looking into doing this model where they release them both at the same time was dead serious. They said, listen, we did it and we made a lot of money. Because actually, I think one of the other articles I read said that the original Trolls movie made $150 million, but that was over like 13 weeks. This one made $100 million in the first 10 days. So obviously they're like, wait a minute, wow, this is,
something. Yeah. But some of the success is timing specific.
Yes, absolutely. But as a fan of seeing movies in theaters, as I am, it would suck if movies didn't go to the theaters as often as they had been, Like when Disney was talking about possibly releasing Black Widow on Disney Plus.
There used to be a lot more straight, when rental stores were big, even some of the major studios had a lot of straight to DVD releases. A lot of that has faded away.
Yeah, but a lot of those were like B-rated movies and crappy movies,
Sometimes B-movie doesn't mean crappy.
Well, that's true too. But when you're talking about, like, for example, Black Widow, that's one I want to see in the theaters. That's one that looks like it's going to be good. I would hate to have to watch it on the television first time.
It'd be fine.
Pff.
They have nothing. They have nothing. Marvel has nothing to offer, dude. It's over.
Well, Black Widow actually looks like it's going to be good.
It's going to be slightly better. It's going to be around Ant-Man. Like, not worth seeing in the theater.
Well, Ant-Man, both Ant-Mans were fun to watch in the theater. I mean, granted, you're right. I didn't have to see either one of those in theater, but it was fun to see them in the theater. That's all I'm saying.
You and I have really different ideas of fun. Like, we have really different ideas of good.
That's a thing we've noted many times before. So
when you're like, I liked this, it was really good, I just kind of go, is it really? Is it? Is it?
You always have to remember it's me.
Yeah, I go, is it? Is it? Is it?
Do you know what this is?
I can't see your screen.
Okay, good. Glad you're not looking.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Exactly.
I actually have it in a place where I could easily grab it in case I ever have to.
It's a channel.
Prove your point for you.
It's become a channel meme.
It's a channel meme. That's right. I own it. I love it. It's mine. Can't do anything about it.
I wouldn't. It's you are free to like any shitty movie you desire.
I've got to find a way, as I know there's a way that you can do like movie reviews on your channel, where you can watch the movie, comment, and so forth. If we ever do it, Fantastic Four is the one we're doing first.
You know what? I think the way to do it is to do it on Discord and then upload it, and then like use OBS to live stream it to your channel.
I don't understand what you mean by that, but
we would be on Discord, right? And you would be broadcasting what we're doing on Discord,
right?
Using OBS to YouTube.
Okay. Yes, but if we ever get around to doing that, making that something we do on the channel, that's a movie we got to do.
There's one way some people do it is you just broadcast your chat. And you tell the people at home to start the movie at the same time you do. But so you don't show the movie.
Oh, we'd have to show it.
Well, that's going to get you struck.
Even if like it was like a small thing at the bottom, where it's not, I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I'm sure there's a way, because we are adding commentary. We are adding something to it.
Sure.
It's not just watching the movie, and we would constantly be making comments.
I think that kind of thing falls under fair use, but all the big money people, who YouTube caters to, don't agree.
Well, my channel's not monetized anyway, so
Yeah, they could still get you struck though.
I'm gonna have to look into it. There's
dumb, dude. I think it's fair play when you're adding commentary.
Yes, yeah.
And I think it's garbage that you can't just do it.
Well, I'll have to look into it. As I've heard people doing commentaries for movies, but I haven't actually known if they've been showing the movies at the same time, or if they're doing like you said.
The ones I've seen lately, like a Tug and
wasn't Yellow Flash doing that too, or something?
Yeah, Tug and Yellow Flash did it. But they were broadcasting their Discord conversation. They were watching it together on Discord and broadcasting their conversation.
I'm fairly certain it's on my Vudu, so you have access to that, so we could watch it at the same time.
No, we can't watch movies at the same time on Vudu.
No? Well, I have the DVD. I could put it in my DVD player. You watch it on Vudu, and I'll watch it on DVD, and we'll just hit play at the same time.
Yeah, so we can both cringe and wince. And
have you ever seen the movie?
Oh God, no.
Okay. So you're in for a surprise.
Oh yeah, I'm in for such a treat. And by treat, I mean
colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
I think I'd rather have a colonoscopy.
I've done it a few times. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have one with like while I'm awake with no lube.
Oh no, that's not how it works. Trust me.
I know.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that if you're awake.
Oh, dude, I bet that's incredibly unpleasant.
My wife had the one that goes down your throat, and I think they keep you awake for that. I mean, they numb you up so you don't feel it, but they keep you awake.
Whatever it is, it's going to be wrong.
Don't worry about it, dear. I'm just making commentary. Doesn't have to be right. Doesn't have to be wrong.
It doesn't have to be right. I don't need facts. Hey.
Hey, we live in a world where facts are less important than truth.
I was never conscious for any information.
Okay, whatever. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming by. Or actually, I think it was only Nighthawk Warrior. I appreciate him coming by and saying hi. He's long gone. He's been gone for the last 20 minutes.
Stop by. You still stop by. We appreciate that.
We do. But we're gonna wrap this up. I'm not sure if I'll be live streaming tomorrow night. I might be, just because I won't have anything else better to do. We originally last night I was going to live stream. Actually, Kodiak even reached out to me and asked me if I was live streaming. I was going to, but we ended up going to my daughter's house for dinner. Oh, guess what we played? We played a game.
God. What's that?
Monopoly for Millennials.
Oh my God.
Guess who won?
You.
Yes, I did. And it's total random how you win. You end up picking up these chips, these you pick up chips for doing different things, and at the end you flip the chips over and you add them all together, and some of them are like +1, +2, +5, and others like -1, -3, -5. So I had the fewest minuses. My daughter, who had more chips than me, had the most minuses, so she ended up knocking herself out. But there's at one point in the game where when you buy properties, which is you're not buying properties, you're buying little events, and there's one point in the game where my wife and Mike both got a chance card that says first come, first serve, or you saw it first, which means you could just take somebody else's property. When Michael just took Ayla's property and my wife took somebody else, and Ayla was like, I hate this damn game. It was just fun. And it had nothing to do with money. It didn't matter how much money you had at the end of the game.
Yeah,
it had to do with how much life experience you had.
Yes, that's right, because millennials don't care about success.
Oh, and guess which piece was my piece, by the way?
I don't know.
The pound sign. And I made them call it a pound sign, too. They were like, that's a hashtag. I said, no, it's not. It's a pound sign.
It was a pound sign long before it was ever a hashtag.
That's damn right. That's damn right.
Dirty millennials.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming by. Check out the video. We'll catch you all next time, either Thursday.
Later, guys.
Definitely Friday, though. Good night.